Hello everybody, we're coming to you live here in Miami, Florida at the TUG Conference, users group for Sage Construction and Real Estate founded by our customers. I've got two TUG members here that long history in construction, Don Naisbitt and Don Bannister. And my name is Dustin Stephens, Vice President at Sage Construction and Real Estate. And I want to thank them first for joining us for our live discussion in Conversations with Construction, where today we're going to go over the history of technology over the years, how do you embrace technology, some of the strategies there, as well as construction technology and where we see that going in the future. But I want to start off, I'll start with Don Naisbitt over here, if you want to give an introduction, your role in the industry, history in the industry, and your role at TUG.
My name is Don Naisbitt. I'm from R&O Construction. We're headquartered in Ogden, Utah. We have an office in Las Vegas, Nevada, and one in Salt Lake. We do about $500 million in revenue a year, and I've been with R&O for 29 years. I've done just about everything with R&O. I'm currently the Business Systems Analyst and been involved with TUG for 29 years, been on Sage 300 CRE for 29 years.
29 years, amazing, thank you.
I'm Don Bannister. I'm with Baltimore Construction Co. We're based in Tampa Bay, Florida. I am currently the project accounting IT manager for the company, but I also fill roles in office management and HR. Biltmore works through the state of Florida, mainly for a government organization, state or county level. We build everything from fire stations to health facilities. I've been a TUG member since 2001, and I've been using Sage software for 35 years now. Almost 35 years. So I started with it in construction back in the 80s.
Well, thank you very much for your long-term support of our products. And I just have to say, Ogden probably one of my favorites. That's where I was born. So, although Miami or Florida would be much better winters. All right, we want to jump into the first question around the history of technology and construction. I think we get labeled a lot as late, adopters when it comes to embracing technology. But over the years that you've been in construction, what would you say is the biggest impact technology has done in help, processes, manual processes, different systems not talking to each other? What's the biggest impactful change that you've seen that technology has brought to construction industry? I'll start with Don Naisbitt.
Yeah. I would say the first initial biggest impact was the cell phone. I mean, just to not be tethered to a phone was incredible. But I would say for working purposes and getting things done and done quicker was cloud-based systems that link to your ERP system. That has made a night and day difference, a huge difference in our workplace.
As far as just the efficiencies, time, what's the...
Communication is number one. I mean, being able to communicate the information quickly and easily and not be tethered to paper. I mean, we were tethered to paper in the day. It's incredible how much has changed, and we're remodeling our office, and one of the things that we've gotten rid of is filing cabinets and places to store paper. You just don't need it anymore. Everything's done online, and all of that communication, all of that paperwork, everything is done via the web. So.
No more Nextel phones.
Yeah.
They were amazing back
then.
Locked up in a display. How about you, Don?
Well, I mean, I think the cell phone was the big thing. I remember when they first came out. But personally, for me, I started in construction accounting with paper, the old OneWrite system. So just be able to computerize the accounting process to get that information flowing easier to the ownership of the companies I was with at the time, and to see that progress through the decades, from a DOS-based system to Windows to cloud-based, tying to a ERP system that gets the information out to your team in a more efficient, timely manner, and less paper. I mean, I remember my first construction company, every day FedEx came in with drawing roll after drawing roll after drawing roll. Now it's an email and a PDF file. And people that were resistant to it love the technology because I have everything on my iPad. I don't have to lug 80 pounds of drawings around, and then they lose them, or someone takes one page out of them. So, yeah, I mean, the progression of that to the cloud-based system is where we are, and I think it's going to just get much better.
I remember this is going on 29 years now in the construction industry. Started off in, with the tool belt, and then working as a subcontractor for general contractors. But going to the general contractor's office and get these big, huge rolls, and then the spec book, or going to the Dodge drawing room and grabbing that, and I literally have my car just stacked with that, and then go back and, it was literally paper. I would just, the stylus, whatever, I don't even remember what it was called, and, and enter in all the different things. But yeah, and now what's really cool, and maybe because I'm a Star Wars nerd, is BIM technology, for example. And I was watching, there's 2 movies where, the Death Star was made in a digital twin, and that's where the rebels were going after that. And the whole movie was about how important that was to get access to that information, that you have a living, breathing building digitally that, it's amazing that stuff, what that stuff's going to do. It could do its own service work, tell you how to build most efficiently, a lot of amazing stuff, and it's exciting. All right, so you talked about cell phones, you talked about the efficiency, adopting cloud for your operations and integrating it into your construction ERP, but most people, I would argue, embracing change is difficult. So what do you think was the most difficult as you see an innovation that you need to take advantage of? What's some of the hurdles that you go through when you're trying to get your company to adopt that technology?
One of the hurdles we face is we have a older population of employees. Project management staff has been there for a long time, and what was good when they started, as far as they're concerned, is good now, and trying to get them to convert over. And the key I always found is buy-in from upper management, because you can buy something, but if you don't use it properly and make people use it, which is what you have to do in our industry, I mean, probably all industries, but we see it quite frequently, is we've been doing it this way for years, and really a lot of construction hasn't changed for a long time, and to get them to go to the new systems is hard, and you have to have that buy-in. You have to show them the results, and you have to show them that you can give them what they want, but it won't be exactly the same, which is what they want. They always say, I want this report. Well, we can give you this report. It might be a little different. And with technology moving on, it's easy to give them what they want. When I was first there, it was harder because we were kind of stuck into canned reports that were very good, but they weren't exactly what someone wants.
I agree. We've got the same issue where a lot of our workforce is aging out, and a lot of them don't want to learn new technology. I mean, it's worked fine for all these years, so you kind of have to cater it toward everyone. We have a younger generation coming in that adopts it quickly and actually takes it to a whole new level. I mean, they will take it to beyond whatever I thought we would utilize some of this stuff for. And the older ones who may use some of it, but not quite all of it, and that's okay. We're getting the job done, and we're getting the important things done. What I found in getting adoption is to look for the things that they're going to love. Look for the things that are going to change their lives, things that are going to impact them in their day-to-day work. And make sure they see that and see some results that are like, oh, that's the coolest thing. We had some people that were very resistant to some software we just rolled out. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And then you show them something that they're gonna love. And, oh wait, I really love that. I like that. That's gonna help me a lot. And now it's come full circle to, okay, it's okay. I can live with it. I don't love it, but I can live with it.
The world's changing fast.
It is.
Yeah, we had one of our service products, so it's dispatch work orders out in the field to technicians, HVAC, they're up on the McDonald's roof servicing, something where, historically you have your 3 pieces of paper, you write, and hopefully it's, legible. You take it, at the end of the week, maybe the next week, and you hand it off to say, hey, send these invoices out. But, this is a streamlined process through an iPad or tablet, and, there was a, gentleman that was like, hey, I've been doing this for 35 years, there's no way I'm going to change. And say, well, hey, here, just try this out, here's the process. And after about a month, his iPad had broke, and before he went and did another work order, he came in the office, he's like, I'm not going back to paper, it's just, getting those people over the hump and end up being one of the big advocates for change
Absolutely.
So you mentioned the younger talent coming in, and I want to so when, as a company, do you decide critical to make a change, and is some of that change based off of, hey, this is what the new talent expects? What are some of the things that when you've adopted? What happened? Was there a pivotal moment when they say, hey, we have to embrace this new innovation in order to stay relevant?
No, not so much to get a different generation in. It's more of there's a business need, and what can technology do to fix that need? We went from, accounting's in-house, project manager was in-house, and then the technology was we need to go into the cloud, or we need to be more efficient into the field, or we need to gather information better. And at least where I've been dealt with is what's the best for the company, and then present it to senior management and say, this is the options you have. I mean, you can do what you've always done. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it, but you're going to get the same results. Or you can try to adopt a new technology to fix a problem that you've identified, and you have to have the buy-in again. So again, it's great having younger people come in because they do have the technology. But I have found that over the generation, as their grandkids get the technology, they start learning technology, and they're more apt to, hey, I do this at home. Why can I do it here in the office? Or I have them come in and say, can you help me with this technology I personally have?
Yeah, and it's not always
once they do that, they see
I would say my dad is more, he's always to get the newest iPhones, learn how to hack it and all that. So he's way more embracing technology than I am. But yeah. So.
What we're seeing too is the clients are driving the technology requirements. They see other companies have this ability to have this cloud-based software that they can get into, that they can actually be part of the team, everyone works together, collaborative, and that's their expectations. So that's what we need to do to be relevant.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, as a customer, you want to see, hey, what's the progress, and at any given time. I think that's what they expect now.
Especially, we work for a lot of government agencies, so they want, especially cities, they want to show it to people. They're always putting it out there. This is where the project is. This is where the project is. So we can work with their teams to get our information to them, and they put it into a better package. But it is, the customer is what is paying you, so if they want something.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's amazing stuff in there. Not only it's the collaborative on change orders or the financials and how it's going, but the the drones and the footage and
the pictures. They love that. They just suck that right up. Put cameras out there. They can log in at 2 a.m. and check on what's going on their job site.
Well, moving on to the accounting you mentioned before. So both of you use Sage for your accounting. What do you, as far as how you've been using it over the years, you said, over 20 years, how is Sage part of your overall technology strategy, and how do you use it?
You want to go first this time?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Let me think for a minute.
I gotta think.
No.
What you got?
Accounting seemed to be the first department that always computerized, so you were always at the forefront of the technology. So you can show people that using technology benefits them. So when they go to the next step, like, okay, now we have project management software, what's it going to do for me? You can keep showing that. But you always have the base of the accounting, to me, the accounting department, providing what they need in a more efficient and a more timely manner than the old days when you had to compile things. It could take days to get information. Now you can literally get information out in minutes to them if you have, the right formatting and the right knowledge of the database. And and again, as people, I think Don mentioned, they see it can do something for them. They're more receptive. It's not a challenge to their way of doing things. It's just making something better. So, and I think again, accounting was the first one to use it computerized, so you had that advantage going forward.
Well, and I've seen Sage grow a lot over the years. It's from 29 years ago, it was just a database to collect your stuff, right? Get some financials out. But now...
Well, your story of when you first came across.
yeah. I come into work on the first or second day, and the owner had purchased Sage, had been on a shelf in a box with the discs in it that we had to load, and said, get this going, get this started.
A
So
lot of
that was
changes
my
since then.
first my first big project at R&O was getting Sage 300 going. But and things have just changed so much, and the ability to bolt on different softwares to make things work more efficiently. It's insane how much it's grown in that amount of time. I mean, I remember sending out invoices, physical invoices with a rubber stamp on it to say, here, PM, code this. Hopefully they returned it. They might have filed it. I'm not paying this, throw it away. And then you're hunting down documents again. Well, now it's full circle to, they're all imaged. Everything's done via the image. It's pre-coded. They're just saying, yep, it looks good. Okay, approve. The timing of this has gone from a 2 to 3 week period to it could be minutes. Subcontracts going out. That's another one. We used to send them out in triplicate in the mail and have to wait for them to be mailed back, hopefully. Maybe not. Okay, wait. Now with the, with the ability to send them out via DocuSign or maybe some other product that they can sign with, it can be minutes. You could send it out and immediately get it back signed.
You just get so much more work done. Much more
Yes,
efficient.
absolutely.
Yeah, and you mentioned how the integrations where we've come. For a while, Sage was like, hey, we're the dominant player when it comes to pre-construction, operations, and financials. We do it all. Mm-hmm. And over the years, we realized construction's getting much more niche, much more complicated, and we've realized there is no one vendor who can do it all. But so it's this open platform concept, integrate, pick the solutions that work best for you, and let's just make sure that we remove those barriers and make sure you have the top-notch integration. So it's been a huge strategy of ours in going forward. And speaking of going forward, I'd like to end with last question. Use your imagination. Where do you see the future of technology in construction when it comes to accounting or operations? What do you see as the biggest change coming, if you had to guess?
Well, I see virtual reality as the next big thing. I went to a AGC IT forum in Chicago, and they were demonstrating the ability to have a BIM model at the job site, the gentleman looking at the job site and the technician or the engineer in an office hundreds of miles away looking at the same 3D model in virtual reality to fix a problem. I mean, drawings always had problems. It wasn't supposed to be a door here, there's a door here. BIM made it a little better. Yeah, we have complex. Now they, on site, live time, they can look at something. So I think
you're missing an electrical outlet. Well, we got sheetracked over. Here it is. And,
there's a solid piece of concrete behind it that nobody saw. But they have virtual reality. I think is the next big thing for operations. I think technology will be an operational factor. Accounting, I think it's going to improve some, but it's good where it is. I mean, it just chugs along. We're at a point where we get things done we need, but operations where you're going to see the jump, those next year something new's come out, because that's where you need the technology, you need to get your customer happy, you need to get done on time, efficiently, without problems. I mean, the less problems you have in a job, the better your reputation is, the better you have the ability to get more work, which is important in our business, obviously, or any business, but you're trying to plan down the line, and you have to have a good reputation and get done on time, and technology will make that great for operations.
I'm excited to see where the operations side goes. I think with AI and machine learning, we're going to see huge things happen in the next few years. Everywhere, yeah, everywhere, not just in construction accounting, but I mean, there are little things that take so much time that machine learning could take care of, AI could take care of. I mean, we get statements in from vendors. Are these invoices in our system? Someone has to manually go look them up, and that's something that could be done by AI. Make it happen.
And that's exactly what I think AI and machine learning is, it's going to be across everywhere, all industries, but, in accounting, one of the number ones is, hey, how can you spend less of your time in transactional details, let the computer do that, you spend more of your time now, higher strategic thinking and moving your business forward. Reviewing, approving, and making decisions. And
I mean, do the review for check review. We've printed a check. We want to make sure it's really all accurate. That could all be done. A human has to do it now. Risk management is going to be huge. I mean, making sure everything is in compliance before we cut checks. I mean, there are systems in place now, but it still takes a human to double check it all and say, oh, nope, that one's not okay.
Yeah, that's a critical aspect. Yeah, make sure you have coverage. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you again for dragging you out of the hallway and coming doing this live event. And thanks everybody for joining. It's a pleasure to sit down with TUG members, customers, and to learn all of the history you have in construction. And exciting to see what the future is going to hold as well.
Oh, we are too.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.